All right.
We good?
Turned on transcribing and recording.
Letting everyone in.
Hey.
This is where the party's at.
Yeah, sorry for the technical difficulties and confusion.
There's more.
Okay.
Got everybody in. Cool. We don't have any more people left in the school, do we? And there's Max. There we go.
Max in here.
How do we end up back on Gemini?
Too many tools. Too many tools.
Tried so hard to get us to Zoom.
Got more.
I was
Okay.
lost
Move that.
trying to get a Build Lab theme song going. I'm trying to
How's everybody's Friday? Yeah, bear with us, y'all. We are getting all the tech set up.
Yeah, so thank you for joining all of us today. We were going to be walking through how to set up Claude Code, and just for a little bit of context, right? Claude Code and Obsidian. So I have been, if you don't know me already, my name is Tam, and I have a bit of an accounting background. I worked in fintech and go-to-market, and I left my last job in business development earlier last year, and I went all in on AI. So I've kind of done all the things, right? Been in make.com and NAN and vibe coding. And the last month I've been really deep into Notion and Notion agents. And I loved it because I thought that there was so much opportunity with bridging the gap for, I want to say, like non-technical people, and learning how to actually build agents and systems inside of Notion, because you can do it with natural language very easily. It's easy to see how things flow, and then the thinking process of AI. And I was so about it that I even started a separate community inside of school called Notion Agents Mastery. I was going to start promoting it. And then I don't know if anyone here has been experimenting with Notion or is in Notion right now. A couple of you guys are? No? Cool. Yeah, they a couple days ago announced their beta agents more publicly. So now almost everyone has access to it. They're pushing it very hard. So you can get AI for free if you want to try it for the next couple of months. They're not going to charge you anything for credits. But that's kind of where we got hung up, because they are charging a lot for Notion credits. And I've been extensively testing these agents. None of the agents that I've produced are production agents. Over the course of the last month, have created, I don't know, 30 agents, and spent a total of 32,000 Notion credits. Does anyone want to guess what they're charging per credit? It's pretty bad. They're charging $10 for every 1,000 credits you use. So if you do the math on that, that's $320 that I would have had to spend just last month on testing agents, which is ridiculous. So that's kind of led us to where we are now, which is experimenting and moving our everything over to Obsidian. Do you all know like Obsidian and like how that works? Okay. Does anyone, Max, Zane, and you've been in it for a little while, do you want to explain a little bit more about
Should we, before we even do that, should we, because there's a lot of new people in here, should we tell them what the build, what we do?
Yeah.
What it is? And I think I know most people in here. Everyone looks pretty familiar. If I don't, I'm Max, one of the other AI maniacs on this call. And we all have, we're all, the four of us, me, Big Zane is Steve up there, and Tam, and there's a little Zane somewhere around here, run the Beware the Default community. And Fridays, we started doing a thing where we get on here and we just build, right? We saw, I mean, so much of the AI education out there is just YouTube videos and highlights and just stuff that's just not real, right? Like you go, it is very generalized, or you go and you try to implement it and you realize they didn't even show you the output of what they got because it's just not a repeatable process, right? Like it's just made for YouTube, not made for practical use cases. And so we started this where we're just like, let's just get on, just actually show people what we're building, or if people have something that they want as you start picking up, we could just do some kind of submission for them. We'll just build stuff for people, like build it live, test it, break it, do all that kind of fun stuff, stress test it. And Wednesdays, we also do another one at 4 o'clock. We just call it the 4 o'clock AI happy hour, Eastern, kind of the same thing. Very, yeah, like Dan said, very flexible. Still learning what works. We built some really cool stuff so far. It's really fun. And hopefully we're actually remembering to record it this time.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, good, because we've forgotten that every time too. So we're already off to a good start. So yeah, I don't want to take up too much more time. I don't know if Zane or Zane want to introduce themselves, but
yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm Zane Hasib. Yeah, another one of the AI maniacs. Just been extensively, I call it experimenting, because I feel like I honestly don't think anybody's figured this out. I'm constantly just experimenting with AI. Everything's learning. So, but just testing out everything, trying out different things, trying to build systems. But yeah, like Max said, just really, we want to just something that's interesting about AI, like nobody else's use case is like your use case. Like everyone just got their own way of working, like what they deem valuable, what their role is, what their job is, what they're even using AI for. So it's like, we really want to take this philosophy of like showing kind of what's possible, but then helping everyone apply it to their own world and their own use case. Because yeah, you can't just go on YouTube and watch somebody else's video and then just copy it. I mean, I've tried for years, and it's like it's not sustainable, right? I build it, and then it's on the shelf a few weeks later, and I'm back to my old habits. So we're really trying to take this approach of like helping people figure out how AI fits into their life and their workflows. And I guess it's a little bit of a different philosophy, and we don't think that everybody needs agent armies, and we don't think that everything in the world should be automated. It's like there's a place for it, but like really be intentional, figure it out, and yeah, just want people to stop feeling like they're behind and getting caught up in all the YouTube and Twitter hype all the time. I don't know if Little Zane's on here.
no, Zoe is though.
Yeah, Zoe, come say hi.
Hello, yeah, my name is Zoe. I really know nothing with AI. I'm still learning, but I'm just kind of helping out with marketing and kind of getting the word out about these meetings, out to the community.
There it is. That's Zoe. Zoe just graduated from University of Kentucky. So yeah, she's just learning, just helping us out. So we're excited to have her. Cool. All right, back to you, Tam or Zane, whoever was taking charge there. I don't know where you guys left it before I interrupted.
Yeah, so I gave a little bit of a preamble already. Zane, do you want to speak a little bit more about your experience with Obsidian, just so that everyone here understands like what it is? I don't think everyone's had experience with
Yeah,
it.
I saw somebody put in the chat, Leandra put in the chat, it's a local version of Notion. Yeah, that's a good way to think about it. I mean, for me, I mean, I'm probably not even using Obsidian for ultimately like what it could be used for, but I think I look at it's a note taking tool and a note repository. I think if you really go study Obsidian, they brand themselves as a PKM tool. Personal knowledge management is kind of like the traditional category they put themselves in, because yeah, there's all kinds of stuff you can do with Obsidian, and you know, create knowledge graphs, and you know, have see like the connections between all of the things you work on. I mean, there's lots of cool features that I truly haven't even explored yet. What led me to try Obsidian was one simple thing, is that Obsidian's file format, everything is a markdown file. And so 3 years ago, I had no idea what markdown was. Because of AI, I now can probably type in markdown because I've seen it so much. But the fact that Obsidian is structured around markdown kind of makes it feels very native with AI, because if you see what Claude and with skills and kind of just, you know, even with prompting, like everything with AI, markdown is like the universal language. You can never go wrong having files in markdown, having prompts in markdown. So that's really what kind of led me to Obsidian. The other cool thing is that it's the user interface is what Tam is showing right now, but every single markdown file that is in your Obsidian vault is just a file folder on your computer. So whether you're on Mac or Windows, like we all use Mac, like you can just go in your Finder, and this exact structure that Tam's got on the left here, you're going to see the exact same structure in your vault folder wherever your Obsidian vault is saved. So it's it becomes really easy to just create files, notes. If I see something on the internet and like a YouTube transcript, download it as a markdown and save it in that Finder folder, and all of a sudden it's just here. So it just felt to me like the least friction. I've tried tons of meeting or note-taking tools over the years. I've been like an Evernote guy. I've tried Apple Notes. I've tried Readwise. I've tried Notion. Like Obsidian to me, actually, like I think it works because it's just me saving files in my folder, which is like what I did before note-taking tools. But then when I open this app up, I can go view them, and then you have all these other powerful tools built into the platform that you can customize the look and the feel, and there's lots of plugins. So it gets really powerful. But I'm probably using like 10% of Obsidian's power. But then when you combine that with Claude and Claude Code and AI, it starts to become, even that 10% becomes really, really powerful when you can start having AI manipulate the files. So yeah, that's how I view it. It's really, it can do a lot, but like we're just going to start with the basics and then probably explore some of those advanced features just with you guys as we kind of build our system out here.
Yeah, I would say from a working with AI a lot, and with the past year, 2 years, every day, several hours a day, what I have learned is, and I think which has led us to where we are here, is it's very easy to keep adding on features and keep doing fancy things and keep doing shiny objects. And the more you do that, the more you realize all it does is just add complexity, and it just breaks things. And with the technology changing so fast and a new tool coming out every day, you almost want to get in the mindset of, one, just picking something, obviously, but two, what can you pick that can be the most universal across everything, right? And so I think that's what we saw with these markdown files is, what is the universal, what does AI like to see the most? Well, it's markdown files, which means now anything that comes out with AI, markdown files are going to play nice with, right? So that settles that. And then again, what can be transferable to something else? This is just folders on your laptop, right? So as we started looking at this, it's how can we we try to push it and get real shiny and add all the features. So, but at the end of the day, like simple wins. So how can we like break it all down and keep it simple and keep moving fast?
And just FYI too, Markdown is simply just a way to format text. And a lot of rich text editors, like in your email, maybe not email, but like Google Notion, it's really just kind of shortcuts to help you format the text. So like if you pull up hash, that's a header, right? Header 1, header 2, bold or italic. It's a little bit different in every tool, but that's all it is. It's just a way to format text. I've only started using Obsidian since yesterday, really. Like I downloaded it a while back, but I've kind of gone crazy and the power of this. I have one of those whip bands and it tracks all of my health metrics, and I'm pulling that into Obsidian, and I want to build an agent that, you know, pulls my data every day and it tells me what work I should be prioritizing, like what projects I have coming up and meetings I have coming up, and can help me prepare for that as well. So that's why our goal is to centralize all of our knowledge into one place. So even if you're still working in, you know, you've got emails in Gmail or Outlook, or you've got Slacks, you can bring a lot of that data into Obsidian and make it all searchable, which is incredibly powerful. So with that said, that's a lot of us talking. Do we want to just get into it? Start building this out? Are all of you using Claude at the moment? If not, that's okay. Most of you are. Charles, to answer your question, this took me like 5 seconds because I told Claude to build it.
Yeah. And that's what we're going to ask you guys to do.
So actually what we did was, I'm going to drop in, just in case you're not already on the Claude, just a referral link to use Claude for free for the next week if you're not already on there. But what we're going to do is step by step. How do we actually, do you all have Claude Code installed? I think that should be the question. If not,
would this work in cowork, Tim?
Yeah.
Well, was ever okay? Few people do not.
Would you guys recommend doing it in Cowork? Because I haven't used Cowork all that much.
If everyone here has Claude Code, I say we do in Claude Code.
Do.
But the people who don't can just jump into Cowork for right now.
Yeah, the people who do not have Claude Code, how scared are you of the terminal? Because you could get Claude Code set up in about 60 seconds if you're okay to jump into it.
Or can they do it in just the desktop? Just the code? They could do it on their phone. You don't even need to get in the terminal.
Matt, sounds like you're familiar with that. Did you want to walk through that?
Yeah, it's as simple as opening up Claude and hitting the.
Let me pull it up.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Let me pull it up. I'll pull it up.
Yeah, actually, you can just do it on Claude Desktop, and we can just have you be in the join your Obsidian vault in the folder.
Yeah, there's the code right there. It's the same thing, just a different view.
All the way up top.
It's in the
code. Here we go.
So same thing. You just select your local folder like that. So that's the same thing without having to install it all.
Okay. So I think what we need to have everyone do is actually download Obsidian, right?
Mm-hmm.
Obsidian. And then I'm going to share this in the chat. I'm losing my Windows. Okay, if you can all download this, it's totally free to use, and we are going to create a new vault.
We're still seeing your Claude tab. If you switched over to Obsidian.
Yeah, let me see if I can. I'm on one of those widescreens.
Ah, there you
So
go.
I don't know if that makes everything really tiny.
Oh yeah, this is way better.
Is it better?
Yeah, you can see the whole thing side by side. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, once you all download Obsidian, I think it'll prompt you to set up a new vault, and your vault is going to be completely empty. So what I'll probably do here is see if I can create.
You can, yeah,
I just create a file.
yeah, or go down to the bottom where it says cadence, like click on,
Manage vaults.
yeah, and then just add it. Yep, there you go. Create a new one.
This is good exercise for me too. So once you get to this part, you probably have nothing over here. I think it also just creates a vault for you automatically, but if you have to go and create your own vault, just
And a
click.
vault is just a file folder. That's all. That's all it is.
Okay, and then you would choose where you would want to have that located. I'm just going to put mine in downloads for now. I'll delete this afterwards. Oops, demo vault downloads. And I can't see the, let me pull the meeting screen over to a different page so I can see what everyone's doing. How are we all doing? You can come off mute too if you have any questions about the process.
I have a million.
Go ahead.
So you're in Obsidian on your left, correct? And you set up this. How did you pull in? How did you pull in that interface that's right in the middle? I missed it. I looked down.
Ignore this for now. So this is a vault that's already set up.
Right.
Yeah, you want to create your own vault. Your vault is going to be completely empty.
Okay.
Yeah, Charles, when you open Obsidian, you should see that. If you've never created, you'll get that screen to create a new vault.
So this is what it should look like once you create it. It's just a welcome note, and that's it.
Okay, wait. So I'm a while for my Claude to open. What did you do after you opened Claude? I'm so sorry.
Oh no, you're fine. Just if you go to the Obsidian website, I think I dropped dropped
Okay.
the link.
I already have Obsidian.
Okay, perfect.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you're a step ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
And now the next piece I'm going to drop in, just so you guys can get started, is the GPT that I created this morning. And what it's going to do is just spend the next few minutes with it. It shouldn't take very long. But it's a GPT that interviews you and asks you about your workflows, what you care about, just a few different questions to understand how you work on a daily basis. And then from there, it's going to help you create the architecture for your own Obsidian vault. This is going to be completely tailored to you. So open up that GPT, work through it in the next few minutes. If you have any questions, let us know. But what it'll spit out is something that looks like this. So it should give you, I spent a few minutes doing this myself this morning. Right, here's the Obsidian Vault that I designed for you. Here's the folder structure. Once you get to this point, stop, and then we'll tell you what to do next with it. But it gives you everything and like what you need to configure. Literally, all you need to do is drop this into Claude Code, but we'll just stop there for now.
And Pam, if you want to just like, I know some people might get caught with the level of detail even in the interview. I'm just
do a live.
no, I'm saying just go up in your in this chat and just to kind of give an example. Like I don't think you have to give super detailed answers. Even just kind of give it a little bit of information about what you do and your workflows.
Yeah, I mean, I can. Let me just. the GPT. Then yeah, so we'll just start asking you in a conversational style, like what you do for work, and guide you through the process.
Yeah, and if you guys are getting ahead and you get to that point where it does give you your Obsidian vault structure, just start saying, type ready in the chat just so we get a sense of who's
Yeah,
when to move to.
different than yours. I just
Yeah.
said jump in. I didn't do the setup in the beginning, and I'm lost already. So I'm just gonna watch.
Charles, do you have the link to the GPT? It's in the chat.
Okay.
Yeah, open that up and just answer these questions yourself, because that's how it's going to design the architecture specifically for you. And this is just an example of the kinds of questions it'll ask, right?
Right, no, I'm not seeing the questions. I'm sorry.
Do you see the GPT link in the Google chat?
Look at the
Yeah,
bottom.
I see that. I just don't see where are the questions though. I see
Yeah,
the.
open it up and then just start a chat.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah. How are y'all doing with the GPT? Just to make sure. You good? Has anyone completed the entire process?
No, how long is this supposed to take though?
Well, I just finished it here on the call, so it took about 3 to 5 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, Gary, honestly, Claude Code on desktop feels a little bit more user-friendly. Forgot that it existed in this window.
Yeah, they
But
made
yeah.
a lot of improvements on it, and it's almost like an IDE now,
Yeah, that's really nice.
similar to Cursor. Yeah, you can create multiple sessions, and looks pretty awesome, actually.
Yeah, Zane just got me to download Warp, which is, just another version
Yeah.
of
Terminal.
Cursor, but
Yeah, I think I don't know what it is. I find the terminal cool, even though I'm not technical at all. But
I've grown to like the terminal. I used to hate it and I couldn't even look at it. Gary, have you tried the mobile Claude Code yet? Where you could do the remote from Claude Code to your phone and continue sessions?
I haven't yet. I guess I'm just so accustomed to using my laptop, and I don't know. I guess I could with like WhisperFlow or something, and just talk into my phone would be pretty easy. I haven't tried it yet.
Yeah, it's just if you're you just go into maniac mode, you can't stop working, and you have to even do it on your walks or while driving and crashing.
that's like a whole another level of AI obsession. I'm not quite sure I'm ready to open the door for you. It's like Pandora's box.
Well, I mean, honestly, so much of the working in Claude Code usually is just like telling it to keep working. So it's not like you're sitting there like texting the whole time. It's just like, yeah, like you're just like approving stuff and letting it go.
That's true. Try to get around that as much as possible by just adding permissions so that it has access to all the tools without having to ask me. But Little Zane might have something to say about security on that front.
Well, yeah, I agree, but I don't know enough to even say yes or no. So it's not like I'm going to say no. Like I don't know what bad looks like, so I'm just going to be like, yep, keep it going. The Andrew wins.
Okay, it's putting my structure together.
all right.
So what do we do with the list once we have it?
I want to make sure everyone's got their architecture ready to go, but you can go ahead and copy it. Go into your GPT, copy the entire output. So this part is going to be unexplored territory for me as well. So want to make sure that instead of just dumping it and just letting Claude Code do whatever it wants, we want to take it step by step so that we can confirm that it's setting things up in the right way. In the meantime, what you can do is, I think the only plugin that we actually, maybe two plugins that we'll need, right? Dataview and Templater. Zane, would you recommend installing anything else?
I would, yeah, let me see my list of plugins here.
When you say plugins, are these like Chrome extensions or?
They are Obsidian plugins.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Actually, I knew you had one that to grab transcripts from YouTube and put it into an MD format. I couldn't find any that do that.
Oh,
I've been using.
You want a Chrome extension that does that?
Well, that would be part of it, you know, for me.
Yeah, I'll send you the one that I use.
I went through a whole bunch of them yesterday, the day before, looking for one that outputted it into a markdown format and didn't have much luck. I don't know if I'm just looking in the wrong place or using wrong keywords or.
I use Adify. It puts it in every format, but I think it's paid. And I bought it before like YouTube transcripts were easy to get.
What is it called?
We'll put that in the chat too.
Okay.
I think there's a free version too, but like I think I paid for it when it first came out, just because like there was nothing else like it at the time. It was like 3 years.
I'll send you the one I use. It's possibly the easiest one I've come across. That it's called Markdown. I don't know why it's not more. It's only got 4 ratings, but it's 5-star. But it literally, it's just, you just click it and it pulls the page and puts it in Markdown, and you can either copy the Markdown or just download as a Markdown file, just pretty much on any page you're on. So it's really easy to just get stuff in Markdown. So
Perfect.
Yeah, Gary, the one I put in there it's got over 500,000 users at 4.9 stars. So it's really good. And you can get it on your phone too. And it does summary and other things. And then also the text where you could either just copy it or get it in like TXT, Markdown, or like all sorts of different things. So it's.
yes,
I remember this.
Good.
Yeah, it's an old school one. They had such a big user base. I guess they survived everything.
Yeah.
I love it. I mean, I use it all the time. This is like one of the tools I probably use more than anything, which is funny.
Yeah,
So I'm like,
I'll put if you want.
Funny thing is, I had it installed in my browser, but it was inactive. So I already had it installed, and I've been looking everywhere for a great plugin that does this.
I wonder if maybe I told you about it like in a Genesis call 2 years ago.
Yeah, maybe.
Cool. It looks like a lot of you are done. So let's move on to the next step. This is going to be recorded and we can send this out afterwards as well, right, Max?
It's being recorded, right?
Yeah. Want to make sure everyone has the resources. And we'll put together a guide too, so that you have the step-by-step in case you missed anything or want to come back to it. All right, next up is over on the left-hand side. This is in your Obsidian vault. So we want to get those plugins installed first before we go back to Claude Code and ask it to start creating things. So there's little settings like cogwheel on the bottom left-hand corner, just right down here. Make sure to open that up. And then you can find community plugins here.
Tim, how are you doing the highlight thing? That's really cool.
You're going to ask about it.
He's got all the fancy tools.
Yeah, well, it's called Presentify. It's one of those apps that you can get on SetApp. I think you guys are all paying for that, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. How many of you, curious, how many of you have SetApp or have heard of SetApp? No. If you're on a Mac, it is It is very useful. You just get access to a bunch of other apps that you can get as part of their. It's a subscription, but we all find it pretty worth it because it gives you access to all kinds of other apps like CleanShot and
Yeah.
there's just so many little ones that you can download once you have it.
Yeah, so the set app is basically instead of paying for apps on apps individually, you have access to a bunch of them. I've downloaded a few of them, but yeah, it's like one subscription that covers them all. It's called Set App. Leander, you have it right. Cool. Let's go into community plugins, and then we will browse the community plugins. And then we're going to search, well, actually we have Templater right here. And want to install that. And then enable it. That's all you have to do. And then over on the left-hand side, if you come down, you'll see Dataview. This plugin just basically makes it easy to query or like find data inside of your Obsidian vaults for Claude Code. So like, yeah, we just are basically turning our data into databases. So we'll, same thing here, install and enable. Zan, are there other plugins that you think are necessary right now?
Calendar's a good one just to have. Yeah, the first one with 2 million.
Calendar.
Yeah, and then I like the terminal. I mean, if anyone is comfortable with Claude Code and terminal, one nice thing is you can actually, there's a terminal plugin for Obsidians. You can actually launch a terminal inside of Obsidian, just like another tab. So that's not a bad one to have too if you're comfortable with the terminal.
We hold off on that for now.
Yeah.
Okay. You can get lost in the community plugins area. I just
Yeah.
installed this one, the heat map. So if you want to do like habit tracking in here, once you get like all your data inside, you can kind of visualize your data. You can do a lot with Obsidian once you get going.
Yeah.
But I think for now, so I just dropped in the 3 plugins in the chat just so you have that as well that we installed. That's it. Next up, we're going to go back over to Claude Code. And if you want to copy the architecture that GPT created, we are going to drop it in here. I guess we could leave it at Opus. You might not need that because we've already done the hard work of creating the architecture. So now it's all about execution. So probably just use on it, save a little bit on tokens. And I'm going to drop in my architecture. There it is. We'll want to make sure that we select the correct folder. So basically wherever you created your Obsidian vault, want to find that. I put mine in downloads. And here's my demo vault. So just one more time here. We're in Claude Code now on desktop. There's a select folder. I think you should already be defaulted to local. And then want to open that up. And then for the instructions, I just deleted some of the stuff at the very top of the output that Claude isn't going to need. I'm going to give it a little bit more instruction here, just so that it knows what to do with this information that we're feeding it. So let's start by creating the Obsidian vault architecture and go from there. Can build the templates next. And I'm going to drop this in here. I hope that this works well here. Let me go ahead and try it. It's going to ask for access to your folder, which you'll want to click allow for, and then trust the workspace. And let's see how that goes. So I'll create this vault architecture in your Obsidian vault right now. I'll be right back. My dog's making trouble in the yard, so I'll be 1 second. Oh, okay. So allow Claude to Obsidian list files and vaults. We'll allow. Well, so the reason it failed for a second for me was because I had attached or connected the Obsidian MCP first. In your case, it shouldn't. It says I'll actually just create the files directly in the vault directory on the disk instead. So you can see here that it's already created the architecture. And this is really cool to see update live. But it went ahead and actually ignored my instruction and created all the templates as well.
Sonnet is very overeager.
Yeah. So you can see it's creating that weekly review template, my proposal template. Oh, I forgot about the local REST API plugin. We need that, huh? I did. Yeah, I just skipped a step. So whenever you guys are ready, I'll take you through creating a template folder. How are we all doing? Are we stuck anywhere?
Yeah, I followed. I think I followed your instructions, and it created a bunch of folders, but did it right. So
Did it? Are you saying it did it do it right or no?
I don't know if it did. So I copied the whole output from the GPT into Claude Code, and it created 8 directories, just kind of top level directories. Actually, two of them have subdirectories or files within the directory, and it created also a claude.md file, which I don't know if we need, and a start here,
Mhm.
a base. So if those are all the same as what you guys have.
Okay, yeah, I did skip a step with the templater plugin, so we're going to create that folder in a second. Leandra, once you copy the output from GPT, you want to come back over to Claude Code. So, or sorry, yeah, your Claude desktop window, and then on the Code tab, you want to drop the output in here and say something along the lines of, let's start building out the Obsidian Vault. Here's
Got
the
it.
architecture. And then what it'll do is it'll actually work through and create all of those folders for you over in your actual Obsidian Vault. So I just waited maybe a couple of minutes, it created everything for me. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
And then the next piece is, so we want to create actually, I'm going to name it over on the Obsidian side. We'll create new folder. And then we're going to name it 00 templates. So now we have a new empty folder. We're to come down to settings. And then over to the community plugin section under templater. And what this plugin needs you to do is to choose a template folder location. So we're going to select the new folder that we just created. Should have done this. I should have done this to start with. But this makes it so that when we create new notes inside of our Obsidian Vault, it follows a very specific process and schema. So the way that it formats stays consistent every single time you create a new task note, for example, or a journal entry. So you want to have templates for each and every type of note that you create if consistency is important.
Wait, sorry. What did you do after you created the 00? How did you get to the community?
Yeah, so once you created the folder, you just come down to the settings.
Got it.
And then
Yep.
we'll select templater.
Yes.
And then under template folder location, just point it to the new folder that we created. And so what we'll need to do now is to come over. A lot of what this is, working with Claude Code, is just iteration. You do something wrong, you say, oops, that's not what we wanted to do. Let's go ahead and create the templates, redo that piece. So the templates need to be created in templates, we are using the Templater plugin. So over here back on Claude Code, I'm just telling it, right, templates need to be created in the new template folder. We're using Templater plugin. So now it's just going through and fixing that. And what it should do is move any templates into the template folder. And then create, you can see here, it's already created a new client note, project note inside of the templates folder we just created. And I do know that we're at the top of the hour too. If any of you need to hop, this is again being recorded, so we can send you the guide after the fact, and you can rewatch this video as well. But if any of you want to stay on a little bit longer, we're happy to stay on and kind of complete this process. Zane's gone. Max, do you have any other commentary on the setup for Obsidian?
No, I mean, I'm yours is going to be much more sophisticated than mine right now. Like mine is really just mirroring my just my cursor and my Claude Code setup already. So I like what we're doing is that my first attempt, or even I guess ours first attempt to do it, is like a project management structure. Right now, I just use it to like just organize my files. What I would say is like this and some of these other note-taking apps like this in the past were kind of a pain in the ass for me, just because they became really powerful with what you're showing here of the bidirectional linking, meaning like how do all the, you can show how the different topics and ideas like link together and form these nodes right here and how they connect. Before, to do that manually, which like I didn't even remember to do that, was a pain in the ass. And now with Claude Code, you can just say, go link all the files, and it'll go in there and it'll add the hashtags and it'll link them all for you. So there's a old, I don't know if anybody was familiar with or remember a tool called Roam Research. It was like right in the middle, like it came out like during COVID, I remember, and it got really big. And that took off because of this bidirectional linking thing. So you could like be in one note like this, like where Tam is like there with client nodes, right? And you can link that client to every project that client is involved in, so that like when you go into that project, on the bottom it'll have that client's name. And so you can quickly like just see how the nodes all connect with each other. Now you could set up either rules with Claude Code, or you could just say, hey, go find the files that you think are related and put a plan together to link them all for me. And I remember I did that when I first started, and it just like, it was awesome. So like people use it a lot for organization, or even for like when you're learning or you're writing, just saying like how topics relate and interrelate and come up with new ideas and that kind of stuff. So just even having Claude Code do that and do all the linking for you will actually make it smarter with kind of knowing how things connect together too. So there's some underlying benefits to all that are were just tough to do before. So, and I haven't touched like all these plugins like you guys have. So mine's pretty bare bones, but it still works really well. Like what's cool is when it's linked up like this too, is you can run, Tim, maybe, I think you'll probably end up getting this at some point in Claude Code, like with skills and slash commands, you can run so for me, when I do, when I start my day in the terminal, like on my terminal, on my phone, anywhere, I could just hit /today and it'll populate my agenda for today in the Today tab in my Obsidian. right? So like I could just hit like today in terminal and then open up Obsidian, and today's like highlights, task list, all that stuff is auto-populated for me. So like you have the power of the dynamic ability of Claude Code, but in a very nice open looking format of Obsidian that you could interact with. Like to me, that became super powerful.
Yeah, and I'll just show you a quick example. I've done all of this in the last day, and I'm obsessed with how this all works. But you can, what Max is talking about is start kind of, again, once you have all of your data linked, like we have, trying to build out a CRM and pushing it to its limits, right? So we have, our companies, contacts, invoices, opportunities. So we're trying to get the entire sales pipeline in here. We also have all of our communications. So email that we're automatically pulling in, meetings, Slack. So when I come into Claude Code and I say, hey, what's the status of so-and-so project or client, it knows to pull all these related notes, and it can tell me exactly what's going on. So for my my dashboard right now, it's still pretty bare bones because we don't have this populated with all of our data just yet. But you can see like all of your urgent and overdue tasks, project progress, your pipeline, who you need to reconnect with. If you haven't sent them a message in a while. So you can, it's pretty powerful stuff.
And what I was so drawn to, like what outside the simplicity of it, like when it's here in these markdown files like here, like this is just like we're basically all agreeing like this is going to be our source of truth, right? Like this is just what needs to stay updated, whether or not anybody on the team even goes in there and uses it, like, right? Like just because like it's all in there, but I could still go just do everything I want in the terminal and go see all the same stuff. I could also in my terminal be like, hey, like create a quick dashboard of all the client projects and only the ones due today and make it look really nice. And it'll just spin up like a local website for me in 2 seconds of just the data I query. So now instead of like, because before I was trying to create all of my own like cool looking custom dashboards and hook up all these APIs and all this crazy stuff, and stuff was just breaking, and it's just like, it was hard to maintain. And it was just, I was like, well, I don't need that, right? Like I just need, and I don't know about you guys, but like I just need the data when I need it. I don't need it to like this dashboard that's all auto running in the background. I just need to be able to go on Claude Code and be like, hey, spin me up a dashboard for the next 3 weeks and only put the projects that are for these 3 people. And then now I'm like, I always have a dynamic view of whatever I want. And you could do that like, because it's in here, I can do it from Claude Code. You could do it from Codex. You could do it from anything. I mean, you could do it from Claude Desktop. Like you inside of a Claude project now with a, Obsidian MCP, you could just query, you could be like working on a copywriting project for a client and plug all of it here and be like, hey, look at, point it at this folder in Obsidian, and it'll pull it just like a knowledge file. So it's just, there's something really powerful of just having this very simple, universal place to store all the data. And it's just about just getting it there and making sure it's nice and clean. And by clean, just clean meaning like you just set up properties, right? Like you set up a project property and you put the right project in. You set up the client property, you put the, so like nothing, it's nothing. There's just so much text on the screen where it just may feel overwhelming, but again, pretend this is just a file, an Explorer folder on your desktop. That's all you're doing. And then when Tam's clicking on this, she's opening a text document.
Yeah,
This is as simple as it gets. It just looks visually overwhelming, which is why like I think the terminal and sometimes this stuff gets just a little overwhelming for people. But just think about like this is just where you're dumping all your stuff, and you use Claude Code to clean it up for you. You don't even have to do that, and then you could do anything you want with it, right? Like you have any view you want, you could plug into it from almost anywhere you want. They're all local files, so like they're like it's super quick. There's just a ton of benefits for it. And again, like the more technology comes out, the bigger, like the more tools and stuff that comes out. It's like you just want to maintain that flexibility, and you just want to keep it simple so there's less to break as you're building.
Yeah. So what you're looking at here, just so you know, I wanted to show you how I'm currently working, which is I've downloaded the Warp IDE. And so now I open up multiple tabs and I'm doing different things. So I'm trying to create a proposal skill. I prepared for this session this morning for the build lab. And so you can go to like one tab and then do something with Claude Code and then do like another tab and do something else. And so you can get a lot of work done in a very compacted, I guess, amount of time. And it's actually quite easy to create Claude skills. So think of them just like prompts, but on steroids, because you can give them more information, more knowledge files. You kind of like package it all together into one skill that you can trigger at any point in time. And so this morning, what I did was I created a log session skill. And what that does is it takes everything from the conversation that I've had with Claude Code, and it summarizes it, and it tracks like what lessons I've learned and what we did and accomplished, and it writes it to my Obsidian vault under a work log. So every single day now, I just log these things, and it has all of my progress and milestones, learning and callouts. So I can always come back and reference these files and be like, what did I learn on February 27th? What did we do? So here it's generated that summary for me. It just asks me to approve it. And then I say, nope, it's good. And then just approve it. And it's going to add that new content right here on the bottom of this page. So when you're creating skills, all you literally need to say is, hey, I'm trying to do this thing. I want to create a skill. Walk me through it. That's all you need to do. You give it enough context, it creates the skill. And you can literally create hundreds of skills in a very short period of time. So here it is, session 4, build lab prep. Wasn't a very long session, so it's not very full. But anyway, just wanted to show you what that looked like. Cool. Leandra, would love to learn how you do that. Often afraid to close the terminal because I want to save the learnings. Yeah. I'll send over I think you just really need a prompt, honestly. I'll send you the one that I'll actually just send you my skill. You might need to configure it a little bit so that it saves in like your own work log or however you want that set up. But yeah, we'll send it over. Cool. Are we just fried now? What do you all think? Was this helpful at all?
Yeah, it's definitely helpful. So give me something else to work on as well, but it's all good. I think I followed everything, pretty much everything that you've done. Yeah, all good.
Yeah, what I would say for the people, again, who haven't been here before, these are just, we just come in here and try and teach something, or just what we're working on every week. Really, just kind of like open up the garage door. So like Tam said, this is something we're experimenting with and what we're learning just of spending so much time with AI. So we wanted to share it. But in the past, we built offers, landing pages, vibe coded, just sat in Claude Code the whole time and just literally whatever anybody came up with, we just built on the spot. So it's just literally showing you how you're working and answering questions, and just moving. So we do it, twice a week. So if you guys ever have any questions or requests, put them in the community too ahead of time, and we'll make sure to prioritize you 100%. And those who aren't in the community, let me put the links. Some people may have no idea what I'm talking about. And we are working fast and furious to start putting a lot more structure in there as we were getting these things underway and figuring out what exactly it looks like. So that we started it basically in Atlanta. Tam, Zane, and me spent 3 days straight at my dining room table, just brainstorming and coming up with ideas. And Out of it came an idea for some pretty cool software, how we wanted to work together. And as we were doing that, we're like, we all like, we just sit in Slack and we have so many ideas and we're sharing resources, like an insane amount. We just have like even like a channel just called like Interesting Tidbits, which is kind of a goofy name, but it's just like as stuff we're finding on Twitter or X or YouTube, just all like just sharing resources. And we're like, this is awesome, but it's just like, it's dying in our Slack. So let's just go put it somewhere and teach people about this. But yeah, and so now that we kind of started, we're getting some momentum. We're gonna really, and we see what people want. We're gonna start putting a lot more structure. I know there's a need, I think, for almost like these 5-minute classes too, of just like, hey, this is how you get started in GitHub. Here are the top 3 things you should know. Like just even like things like that you don't see a lot out there. I think are super useful. Or hey, there's a new Claude feature that's dropped. Like here's how I'm using it right now. Like just like even just little things like that, all the way to I have some really good stuff and vibe coding stuff. Anything you want. If it's in AI, we're playing in it right now. So that's it. That was my beware the default spiel. It's fun stuff though.
Yeah, it's great stuff. Well, if no one else has any questions, we'll definitely get out, Max, can we get out an email just with all the resources, the recording, promise the skill. We'll have a guide for you so that you can refer back to in case, you want to come back to it. And then, yeah, would be exciting to see you all inside of the community in the future, hopefully, and hopefully see you in the next one.
Thanks, guys. Great call.
Thanks.
See ya.
See you later. Thanks. Bye.